for just $10. For quality salt at a great price and our convenient delivery, call Vern Dale Water Experts today.
Vern Dale's Water Center.
Thank you and your team for being constant companions and friends.
You have gotten me through many, many years.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight. It is a Wednesday morning. I'm Pam Cook, and just as a little piece of information before we get started, you know that obviously you can listen to us on the radio, but you can also watch us live on Facebook right now. If you want to do that, just go to our Facebook page and like it at 1480 WHBC. We also have a YouTube channel, in case you didn't know that. Go to YouTube and search News Talk 1480 WHBC, and you will find us there as well. And so maybe if you're driving in your car right now and you want to go back and listen or watch this, you can do that later on today. Today, we're going to talk to some folks who have been in this community for a long time and really are in the business of something that's important to all of us, water. Absolutely important to us. We have with us from Vern Dale Water Experts, Vern Dale and John Merrill. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning.
Hi, Pam. How are you?
Good. Glad to have you with us. And, you know, I mentioned that water is very important. It is very important in many aspects to all of us. But I want us to talk a little bit about your business before we get started talking about water and all the things that you guys do. Talk about the history of the business first, because many generations and have been doing this for a very long time. So let's kind of start at the beginning.
Well, we started in 1958. We're a locally owned family business that specializes in water treatment. We are half a retail and wholesale salt distribution, and we're also residential and commercial water treatment. A large part of our history, my dad started the business, and John's my stepson. He's worked in here since high school, and I kind of grew up around the business myself.
It's been really fun to be able to work at a business with my stepfather and my step-grandfather, and the job that I do, Vern did, his dad did, and so it's a really cool experience to work in a family business, and the history behind his dad starting it and how much time and just dedication he put to serving the customers. You know, I know Vern feels this way, but for us to be able to continue that is such an important thing.
Yeah, you know, people hear the jingle, first of all, on the radio.
Yeah.
It knows what it is, right? We all sing it. We all walk around the halls here at the radio station and we're singing along. But I think that's important because these days people don't trust, you know, big companies and things like that. They want hometown folks. They want people who have been in the business for a long time. And I say that that's probably one of the things that makes you guys special.
I would say, yeah. You know, I've grown up doing water tests and talking about water. Actually, my 7th grade science fair project was about hard water. So it was something that I was doing, you know, testing water in middle school. Vern and his friends, when they were in high school, you know, worked at the company. And when you grow up around this, you know, we don't just talk about water at work. We talk about water on the weekends. We talk about water in the evening time, and it becomes a real passion. It becomes part of your identity. So, you know, we love solving water issues. We love the customer service and the servicing of this community. And it's just a real passion for all of us.
And it's become a successful business. Vern, how many employees do you have?
We have 14 now.
Wow. And so from 1958 till now, I would imagine that has expanded. What kinds of things have changed over the years, would you say?
Well, we invest a lot of time into new products, but we test them beforehand. Sometimes John and I or our employees are the guinea pigs, and maybe we're using the new equipment in the home. but things have changed. There's newer ways of treating problem water. There's Chemtech system, chemical-free units that use ozone. There's a lot of new equipment out that we're hesitant to come right out and put it in the market, but we're always looking into new products and seeing other ways of treating water problems.
So let's talk about that. I'm sorry, John. Did you want?
I was just going to say when I started, we had maybe 6,600 square feet of warehouse space, and we have now I think over 50,000. So a lot of expansion of buildings, a lot more inventory. A lot of people are experiencing issues where they buy something now and they're waiting, 4 or 5 months to get the product. We have a lot of warehouse space and probably more inventory than what we should have. So waiting is not a big issue. And Vern's done a great job at investing and really growing the footprint of the company to give us the ability to have that high stock and to be able to supply customers immediately. And to see the growth of just the footprint, it's been really amazing.
Yeah, and I would imagine there are a lot of different reasons why people come to you, but let's start off with the problem water. I mean, obviously there are people who have well water, they have, different issues. What kinds of things they come to you and say, help me, please?
We, I would say the most common would be hardness. So Northeast Ohio has a very high amount of hard water. It's very unlikely that somebody would have soft water. And when I say hard water, what I mean is hard water is dissolved rock and water. So city water, all city sources have hardness. Most well water has hardness. So that's probably the most common. But we get into iron stains. So if your shower's orange or your water tastes like metal, your water tastes like rotten eggs. We are finding more methane in water. So those are kind of the common issues. And then just people who want to make sure that what they're drinking is as high quality as possible. I recently had a baby, and he's 18 months old now, but it was a real peace of mind that every time we made a bottle for him, I knew that the water was only water and nothing else. And that was a really, just gives you that confidence as a new parent when everything is freaking you out, that that the water is perfect.
Yeah, I would imagine people probably don't even think about that until it comes to something being wrong. So if that was the process, say I had hard water or I had issues, with that, what would they do when they come to you? What's the process? What steps do they take?
Well, the first thing, it's always best to have us out to do a free water analysis, because then we know exactly what we're dealing with and the amounts of things that are in it. Whether we're dealing with straight hardness or on a well, like John was saying, we can run into methane, sulfur. A lot of times when we're out there too, you get a good feel for if it's a husband and wife, what the family wants. Not everyone's on the same page. And then if they do need equipment, how it will be installed. We're very fortunate. We have a great group of employees, and we don't sub out any of that work. It's our people directly, and they're problem solvers.
And one of the things that with water treatment is very important, not just the equipment. That's really only half of the full solution. It's knowing to fine tune settings. So that's where being in the house, being able to see the plumbing, see the basement, where it's going to go, being able to test the water and look at little things. Water can be odd sometimes, and part of doing this for as long as we have, we can start to associate this might be a little trickier to solve. So being in the home, being able to see the application, see the problem that somebody is experiencing, that lets us know not only the right equipment, but then how to program that equipment, how to have it clean itself, how often to have it clean itself, the right salt, the right chemicals to use. So there's a lot of fine-tune aspects that are just as important as the actual unit themselves.
All right, you guys are at Kirby Avenue in 62. Give a quick phone number here before we take a break. So if anyone is interested in calling, they have questions where they can call.
It's 330-455-9466.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we want to talk about a lot of other things, reverse osmosis being one of them, ultraviolet systems, many different things involving your water and why you need to make sure it's the best it can be. And we'll continue with Vern Dale Water Experts on 1480 WHBC.
Radio is just one of those things we all grew up with, and we go to it to get informed on weather and other events.
Powered by 1480 WHBC.
Kept me informed for all of the local stuff. If I needed to know what was going on, so it let me know what was going on in the local community.
The weather may not cause a school delay or cancellation, but during these uncertain times, things can change in an instant. The WHBC Alert Center at WHBC.com.
Hey guys, JT here. When I was a kid, my uncle took me to Mids in Navarre, and I got to see how they actually make the true Sicilian pasta sauce. Well, years later, that little local sauce company is thriving and now available in 35 states. Look for Mids True Sicilian Pasta Sauce wherever you shop, featuring 11 different pasta sauces and pizza sauce too. Mids is so good, you'll know why I always say, if it doesn't say Mids on the label, you're just eating ketchup. Mids True Sicilian Pasta Sauce. Online at midsauce.com.
Canton Christian Home makes senior living a time to live it up. You deserve it. Enjoy the independence of your own apartment mixed with gatherings for meals and physical activities. Surround yourself with friends at Canton Christian Home. Schedule a tour today and see what all the fun is about. Just call 330-456-0004 or go online at cantonchristianhome.org. Canton Christian Home. When you're not ready to grow old yet.
Really good.
cantonchristianhome.org.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated, and divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone, but you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Cleveland area attorneys. 5005 Rockside Road, Suite 350, Independence, Ohio, 44131.
Wake up to Wendy's and get a bacon or sausage, egg, and twist breakfast croissant for just $1.99. Made with fresh cracked eggs and served on a hot buttery croissant that's fluffy enough to sleep on. It's time to wakey. Hit the Wendy's drive-thru and get your bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. That's a better breakfast for just $1.99. Only at Wendy's. We got you.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery prices may vary. Not following the combo.
Your family deserves the purest water possible, and Vern Dale Water Experts have been providing pure perfection in water softening for over 60 years. They know more about clean, affordable water than anyone. Vern Dale is pure perfection. Visit verndalewater.com. Vern Dale Water Experts.
Love the show. Thank God for radio. I don't know where we'd be without it.
Oh, yeah, listen to you daily. Your station is so informative.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC on this Wednesday morning. We are talking about water and Vern Dale Water Experts, Vern Dale and John Mariel with us this morning. And, it's interesting when we talk about water, I think people just kind of take it for granted. It is what it is. And sometimes they think, I can't fix that. There's nothing I can do. But I know that Vern and John would probably say, not so fast. That's not true. There's a lot of things that people can do, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So and we were talking about, Vern, you were saying about, people should get the free water test and start that process. That's the first thing they should do. So once you find out what the issue is, then where do they go from there?
Well, after the water test is done, and that's usually, John, out directly in the home or at your business. From there, we'll give you options. There's usually more than one way to treat it. And we have financing available if you decide to go with us, same as cash. And we also are very fortunate in the field. Our techs have the ability to do all these water tests as well. And people come in a lot of times and want to see the equipment. We can go over the equipment at your home or in our showroom.
And the turnaround too for the install is very quick. We actually had a customer just this week. Their softener, very old. It was stuck in what's called a regeneration cycle, so it was running to drain. Their water bill is going to be very high. We got their system in the next day. So you hear a lot of horror stories about somebody buying something and waiting 2, 3, 4 months. That is just never the case with us. We understand that when you have a problem, especially with the water, because it's such a important thing that you use every day for so many different things in your house, that you don't want to have to wait around a long time to get it fixed. And so Vern's done a great job at making the business set up to when our customer has an issue, we can get the issue solved right away.
So what are the systems like these days? I know there are probably people out there who maybe remember back in the day what their system was like. Describe it a little bit for us.
Well, with a water softener, you typically have, at least the systems that we sell, you have a salt tank and then what's called the water softener. So the water softener is the tall, skinny tank. Salt tank is the shorter one that's a little wider. A lot of people think that salt is what softens the water. Salt is what cleans what's called resin, which is in the softener, and resin softens the water. So they're 2 tanks typically. Control valve on the top. Most control valves now are digital, which allow you to have backup power, battery backup. So if the power would go off, you don't lose your settings. Most systems now clean by how many gallons you use. They're what's called an on-demand system. So they're the most efficient way to soften water. Also, we sell twin tank systems, which have a lot of extra features that are nice and gives us a lot of ability to solve some unique water problems. Vern, I'm probably missing some stuff, chime in here.
Well, no, you covered a lot. Any of our softeners are demand-based, where they measure the water being used. But in certain applications, if people want it to be set on every so many days, we can do that as well. The industry is ever changing, but we're pretty cautious about putting in the market brand new equipment. We always want to test it ourselves first.
What would you say when you install a water softener for folks? What kinds of things do they say to you that they notice right away? I mean, what changes do they notice? Because I have a water softener. I know what the changes are.
Well, one of the biggest things, any water using appliance will perform a lot better and last a lot longer. The dishwasher is probably the main culprit. You'll see a huge difference when you have soft water and you're using a dishwasher. But any water using appliance will last longer, work better, and work more efficiently, I should say.
So I hate to admit this because we're in the water treatment industry, but I inadvertently unplugged my water softener. And so I ran out of soft water. And I knew this 2 ways. And this is probably exactly what Vern was saying. One of the first things you notice when you're softening the water. My wife did a load of dishes, opened it up, and the dishes looked almost as bad coming out as they did going in. And so she said, "Hey, I think there's something wrong." And that morning I took a shower and I had just that rough, just that not that good feel, where you almost don't feel clean. When you have soft water and you take a shower, you get a lot of suds. Soap dissolves a lot better in the water. So the shower is just such a luxurious feel. And then with the dishes, people use special rinses and chemicals to try to make their glasses look clean. that all masks the issue of hardness and problems in the water. So the softeners, as Vern was saying, the dishwasher, it is just absolutely amazing that first wash, how much better the dishes come out. And the feel, you're not going to want to get out of the shower. The water's going to feel so luxurious.
Yeah, the shower was what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The use of less shampoo, because you're using less of those kinds of products because you're just, lathering up so much better and all that kind of good stuff. And you're right about luxurious. It certainly feels that way. We have to take a break now for the news and a few other things. And when we come back, we'll talk about drinking water because that is another very important thing for folks. And again, we will continue our discussion with Vern Dale and John Mariel, Vern Dale water experts right here on 1480 WHBC.
I'm so glad I found this radio station. Canton's Morning News, live and local with Jordan Miller and the Kenny and JT Show.
I like that it's local.
Local issues and community information. This is the right place. News Talk 1480 WHBC. This is the right place.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Carpet Time's the place to buy. Go there today. You'll cheer and rave at the money you save. Buy at Carpet Time.
Hi, I'm Meg, and I'm a third-generation Primat. We are more than just carpet. We sell almost everything you can walk on. If you can't find it at Carpet Time, then you can't find it anywhere. One thing that we do not sell is high pressure. Do yourself a favor and come on into Carpet Time and take a look at our selections with the best prices in this area. We take all credit cards and we offer 1 year same as cash with credit-approved financing. Stop on in at one of our locations, our Massillon location on the corner of Lincoln Way and Genoa, or at our Belden location across from Red Lobster in Belden Village.
Locally owned and operated for all your flooring needs. Go to our Facebook page or check out our website at carpettime.com.
Buy at Carpet Time.
Sometimes the world can seem a cold place, so we got to bring the warmth to it. Sometimes the world can seem a broken place, so we got to strive to fix it. At the end of the day, we are empowered to create the world we want to live in. So we prepare for the worst, but we must always, always expect the best. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans.
At Packley, they pride themselves on serving families in Massillon and the surrounding areas with dignity, respect, and compassion. The families they serve are their top priority and have set measures in place to help protect and accommodate the elderly, sick, and members of the public. And will make every effort to accommodate families in making arrangements, conducting services in any capacity needed to ensure their safety and comfort while honoring their loved one. Packley, serving the community with grace and compassion.
I need tech that leaves my hands free during my work day and my workout.
It's possible with Staples Connect.
I need tech for my home office that makes it easier to work from home.
Also possible because Staples Connect has the innovative tech and tools you need to take on the future of work. And now Apple AirPods Pro are only $199. You save $50. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store. Ends 10/16, limit 2 while supplies last.
Your family deserves the purest water possible. Rent any water cooler from Vern Dale water experts and receive a free 5-gallon bottle of water. Call Vern Dale water experts today for your cooler and free bottle of water.
Vern Dale's Water Center. Tap into
WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, Ohio Department of Health reported more than 4,400 new COVID-19 cases yesterday, more than 300 new hospitalizations, and the state positivity rate is at 11.5%. Now, those numbers continue to improve slightly. Looking at our vaccine numbers, more than 63% of all eligible Ohioans and more than 65% of adults have received at least one shot. Also, 85% of people 65 and older have gotten at least one shot. People are heading back to the office at the highest rate since the pandemic began. According to new data, 36% of the workforce was back in the office the first week of October. It's a 5% increase from the week of Labor Day. On the flip side, a record 4.3 million people quit their jobs in August. The cause of death of Gabby Petito has been revealed. Officials say she was strangled and her body had been in the wilderness for at least 3 to 4 weeks. They are still searching for her fiance. The White House is warning of Christmas shortages, and the new iPhone 13 could be on that list. Apple was planning to make 90 million iPhones over the next few months, but that may have to be cut by about 10 million. The tech giant reportedly can't get enough computer chips amid that worldwide shortage. For News Talk 1480 WHBC, I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. This afternoon will be sunny and warm with a high of 76, then mild tonight with increasing cloudiness, low 62. Mostly cloudy, warm and humid tomorrow with a high of 83. Then Friday will be mostly cloudy, humid, and remaining warm with a couple of showers and a high of 80. Rain, some heavy, and thunderstorms will affect the area late Friday night through Saturday morning. I'm Holly Holdren for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Okay, everyone, gather round. The 10th annual food fight is on.
Has it been a year already?
Will it be Massillon?
It's a huge team effort.
Or is it McKinley?
Whether it is Massillon, Canton, no matter where it is.
Bring your non-perishable food donations to Massillon Washington High School or McKinley High School now through October 22nd.
Bring the energy!
Or stop in at participating businesses in Canton and Massillon. For details, go to mix941.com or WHBC.com. It's the 10th annual food fight.
Accidents, injuries, and illnesses are a fact of life. When you need orthopedic care, choose convenience you can trust. For more than 25 years, Omni Orthopedics has been helping their neighbors find relief. Omni, your hometown choice, with 3 locations to serve you in Canton, Dover, and Alliance. Put your health into the hands of experts right in your own backyard. Voted 2020 Best of the Best by our community. Omni continue to grow to better serve you. With the new Oasis Surgical Center now open and Omni Express, their new walk-in clinic. Learn more at omniortho.com or call 330-492-9200 for an appointment today.
Want to turn your old, rusty hunk of junk in for a nicer ride, but think it's not even worth a tank of gas? Think again. Progressive Jeep Ram will give you $5,000 for your trade, no matter the condition. That's right, $5,000 for any trade, guaranteed. When you buy any factory-certified pre-owned car, truck, or sport utility at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon. Needs repairs? No problem. Any rusty, smelly, noisy hunk of junk gets you $5,000 guaranteed. $5,000 could help you get approved. No other dealer will give you $5,000 for your cruddy car, but Progressive Jeep Ram will, guaranteed. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram. One trade per purchase. Offer applies to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram certified vehicles only. Does not apply to prior transactions and cannot be combined with any other advertised offers. See dealer for details. Ends October 31st, 2021. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon.
Your family deserves the purest water possible, and Vern Dale water experts have been providing pure perfection and water softening for over 60 years. They know more about clean, affordable water than anyone. Vern Dale is pure perfection. Visit VernDaleWater.com. Vern Dale Water Experts.
Thank you and your team for being constant companions and friends.
You have gotten me through many, many years.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And again, welcome back to Spotlight on this Wednesday morning. I'm Pam Cook, and we have been talking with Vern Dale water experts, Vern Dale and John Merrill, and we've been talking about water, hard water, and what good things can be done to fix your hard water and all of the other water issues that you might have. But guys, let's switch our attention a little bit to drinking water, because, you know, that's another thing that so many people are drinking water, trying to stay healthy. It's something that they do, you know, on a more regular basis now, and it has become a more important part of your life. And you were talking earlier, John, about having a new baby and using that drinking water to make bottles, and, you know, which some people are, got their Keurig coffee maker, and so they're making, their coffee that way, stuff like that. So let's talk about the drinking water part of it. What kind of issues are we seeing there?
So, if you have a water softener, a lot of people have the misconception that it adds salt to the water. It doesn't add salt, but it will add some sodium ion. So some people have a concern there. Chlorine is in the water if you have city water, fluoride from city water. And you hear a lot of things on the news about different municipalities who are experiencing lead. So in Stark County, we are very fortunate. Obviously, we're located in Canton. Canton is probably the largest municipality water system in Stark County. By and large, very safe water. They do a really good job at making it safe. But there's still an insurance policy feeling with a drinking water system. Even though the city does a great job, there is some chlorine, there's some fluoride, and a lot of people want to get that out of the water. So a reverse osmosis system is probably the most common drinking water system that we install. So on city water does a great job. On well water, it also gives you that peace of mind that what's coming up from the ground, if there is anything in it that you don't want, which is very rare, but can happen, a reverse osmosis will take it out if it's non-living. And it also gives you just fantastic tasting water. So if you're used to the taste of bottled water, you can have that same quality, that same taste in your house without the bottles at an incredibly low cost.
Yeah, without the plastic bottles, which that's another important thing to a lot of people. They want to do it, want to fill up their own, cups and things like that. So that is another important thing. But when you are putting in a reverse osmosis system, what is that like? Where does that go? What does it look like in your home?
We usually recommend, if you have a basement beneath the kitchen, to put it there. It takes up less space. We usually would recommend tying it into a refrigerator for water and ice there, as well as a separate faucet at the kitchen sink. And most times we can try to match the existing kitchen faucet with the RO faucet. Another thing about ROs, aesthetically, the water, if people have sulfur in their water or iron, they can see that, and those are things that really bother them. But reverse osmosis is a safeguard for a lot of the things that are really bad that you wouldn't know are there. If you had lead or mercury in the water, it's designed to remove that. Luckily, most people don't, but a lot of those things you don't know that they're there, and the RO is a good peace of mind.
It'll remove 90 to 95% of all non-living things. So when the water goes through, basically what you're left with is pure H2O.
It's great at removing sodium as well.
And all of the things that you guys are talking about, those are the things that cause odors and discoloration. Is that right?
Yeah, typically you would get odor or discoloration from iron or sulfur in the water. But chlorine can cause odor. Chlorine, iron, and sulfur are probably the three main causes of odor in this area. Iron typically then is accompanied with the orange staining. Sulfur, sometimes you can get some black stains. Chlorine will just smell like you're drinking pool water. So the RO for drinking water can take those out, but a lot of times what we'll do is we'll get the iron and the sulfur out for the whole house and then pair that solution with a drinking water system just to go that further step, so the drinking water is as close to perfect as can be filtered.
So what can you tell me about the ultraviolet system? How does that work, and what is it, first of all?
Vern, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Well, ultraviolet, it's actually a UV light system, and the UV light makes it so the bacteria cannot reproduce. Now, to have a UV system, you have to have pretty good water feeding that system, because the water flows through, it has to be exposed to the light. So there's a glass sleeve and a tube that the water flows by. It requires maintenance. Yearly, you have to change the bulb, and you have to clean the things on a regular basis. So if you have really bad hardness and iron, you can't just put a UV system in there. It has to have pretty good water feeding it. then we can kill the bacteria.
So are those the kinds of things that you consider when deciding, what would be best for your client? Are those all the things that you look at?
For sure. There's a lot of changes that happen, especially with well water. We've had people where they have very old wells, and the well casing is metal and it actually gets holes in it. And we'll see iron spike every once in a while, every few days. Sometimes it's when it's drier or when it's rainier. So water is ever changing, and so can the water problems be, and you have to adapt.
And we work with some local labs that if someone is having a problem that needs, when I go out and do the test, that I need a little bit more information about what's going on. Bacteria is a great example of this. Rather than trying to make a quick sale, we take the time then to refer you to a lab, have some additional tests done, just to make sure that whatever you're going to spend your money on is going to fully solve the problem. Bacteria, of anything that can be in the water in this area, bacteria is probably the most common that could cause a health issue. So anytime there's a suspicion of bacteria, we want to make sure that we're doing all the correct tests, that everything is kind of in line with when we put in equipment. We're going to have the peace of mind, and you're going to have the peace of mind that your water is regularly safe. And that's really the way that we try to approach any type of sale. The fact that we've been in business for over 60 years, and I've done this for probably 15 years. I don't want to make a quick sale. I want to hopefully have a customer for life. And a lot of those customers call us because their parents dealt with Vern and their grandparents dealt with Vern's dad. So it's very important that they have the same experience that their parents had with Vern and their grandparents had with Vern's father. And that's why we want to really give good advice, take our time to make sure that whatever we're putting in and whatever problem the customer has, we're solving it today and in the future.
Yeah, and as I mentioned at the beginning when we were first starting, that's a really important thing to people these days. They want somebody they can trust, and they want the honesty factor and all of those things. We're going to take a quick break, guys, and when we come back, we will recap some of the other things we talked about at the beginning of the show, but also talk about how folks can get in touch, what the steps are, some of the myths about the industry, and maybe what some people are going, oh, no, I don't need that. And maybe why you can explain, again, why it's so important to be thinking about these kinds of things. We'll continue our discussion with Vern Dale water experts coming up on 1480 WHBC.
About the only station I listen to.
Canton's Morning News, live and local with Jordan Miller and the Kenny and JT Show.
I like that it's local.
News Talk 1480 WHBC.
I love listening to you guys so much.
I'm so glad I found this radio station.
This is the right place.
The Ohio Star Theater Dutch Valley in Sugar Creek presents 3 special nights of concerts. Kicks off October 21st with The Boxer, a tribute band of your favorite duos, including Simon and Garfunkel.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know.
Friday, October 22nd, it's Southern Cross, a full tribute band playing all the classic Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young hits. And rounding out this musical weekend, it's Alter Eagles, paying tribute to one of the #1 selling bands of all time in North America, the Eagles.
Welcome to the Hotel California. Take it easy.
Tickets and reservations are needed and are going fast. 3 nights of classic music at the Star Theater in Sugar Creek. For tickets and information, go to ohiostartheater.com. That's ohiostartheater.com.
Saturday, October 23rd, is National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Remove expired or unused prescription stimulant medications from the home quickly to help reduce the chance that others may accidentally take or intentionally misuse the medicine. According to the FDA, the best way to dispose of unused medications is through drug take-back programs or registered collection sites. For more information or to locate the Take-Back Day location closest to you, go to DEATakeback.com. This message is paid for by Adlon Therapeutics.
The whole goal is to point people to something bigger.
What if the news was different and covered more than one side of the story? Not just the who or the what, but the why. What if it took you closer?
It's information and people want it.
So you can make up your own mind. What if the news lets you think for yourself? Introducing a new point of view. Yours. Newsy. Watch Newsy free on your TV. Learn more at newsy.com.
Maureen saved big shopping epic daily deals at Amazon. So now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. And with her brand new tableware, everyone's welcome at Maureen's table. All of her family, friends, even her neighbor with the pet. Hey, has anyone seen a ferret around here? Found it. Dig into Amazon's epic daily deals. Spend less, smile more.
Okay, everyone, gather round. The 10th annual food fight is on.
Has it been a year already?
Will it be Maslin?
It's a huge team effort.
Or is it McKinley?
Whether it is Maslin, Canton, no matter where it is.
Bring your non-perishable food donations to Maslin Washington High School or McKinley High School now through October 22nd.
Bring the energy!
Or stop in at participating businesses in Canton and Maslin. For details, go to mix941.com or WHBC.com. It's the 10th annual food fight.
Your family deserves the purest water possible. Rent any water cooler from Vern Dale Water Experts and receive a free 5-gallon bottle of water. Call Vern Dale Water Experts today for your cooler and free bottle of water.
Vern Dale's Water Center. Tap into
And again, we are back on 1480 WHBC. If you want to check out our WHBC video stream, you can do that on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel. In case you didn't get a chance to check this out today, you can do that at any time because it will live there on Facebook and our YouTube channel as well. We are talking Vern Dale Water Experts, and Vern Dale and John Mariel with us this morning. And I guess I didn't really have a chance to ask you guys, what's your service area? So if people out there are listening, wondering, do I live out too far, or where do you guys serve?
Well, we serve all of Stark County and the surrounding counties and a little bit further. We go for water treatment, that is. For the wholesale salt business, that's pretty much northeastern Ohio.
We'll, western boundary, kind of a safe way to think of it. Worcester, we'll go over to Worcester, over to Salem, down to Dover, and up Cuyahoga Falls, even to Medina.
Okay, very good, very good. Good to know. So we talked about Vern, your dad, starting this whole thing in 1958. I mean, more than 60 years. It's been a long time. As you look through, what kind of myths are out there about the industry that, let's be mythbusters this morning and say, okay, this is not the truth. This is not what you need to know the truth. What is it?
Well, a common thing is people will go to a big box store or go online and order something without a water test. And we're in an area that has a lot of water hardness nationwide, as well as problem water. And you can't just, it's not plug and play. It's not like buying a microwave. It's more like buying your heating and cooling system for your house. There's going to be maintenance, not that often, but periodically. And you have to have the right size system and the right type of system. So it's not one type fits everything.
The other thing I would say, anytime you buy equipment, there's going to need to be service. So when you buy something online or you buy something that doesn't have a service department, it is a mechanical piece of equipment, and inevitably it is going to have an issue. So with our company, you don't just buy something from us and that's the end of the transaction. We have files on all of our customers. that has their water test. We take pictures of the install, of the basement. Somebody calls, maybe they bought something from us 10 years ago. We can go through and see every time that we've had a guy out. We can see what the water is. We can compare what their water used to be to what it is now. And all of these things allow us to make sure that the equipment is operating properly, and that if you've got a question or you've got a problem, you're not going to have to wait around a long time or talk to somebody who's not familiar with your situation. And that's a really, really important part to any industry like ours. So, your furnace goes out, you want to make sure that you can call someone, they know what you have, they know the parts you need, and they can get it fixed quickly. When you buy softener or a iron sulfur filter or a drinking water system from us, that's going to be the service that you get, and you're going to get it in a very, very timely manner.
And in that same vein, what would you say are the biggest advancements that have come in the industry, over the last several years?
Vern, you want to take this one?
Sure. Well, earlier we mentioned chemical-free units for sulfur and iron, where they use ozone. It's nice not to have any regenerant to buy. There's no salt, there's no potassium, no chlorine. It creates, right from the air, it creates ozone, which is a very strong oxidizer when you're trying to get out sulfur and iron. And we have other things. Reverse osmosis in the past few decades has really become more efficient, cheaper. When the RO systems first came out, they were fairly expensive. And we stock an amazing amount of products that are our core products, especially with having this, everything's delayed getting deliveries of products today.
And we did some testing in-house of a new product that we have. It's a special softener. Softeners will take out iron, but there's limitations. And just from kind of fine tuning and testing some things, we have come up with a softener that utilizes a special resin that's able to take out much more iron than what a standard softener can. So a lot of times we can keep somebody from having to buy both a softener and an iron filter with this water softener. And we are just blown away by the filtration ability of this system. It is, we thought it was going to do a better job on iron. We had no idea it would take out as much as it does. So it can take out sometimes double or triple the amount of iron that a standard softener can. And then the other advancement, at least with our company, when the pandemic hit, and we were an essential business, but we wanted to make sure that we protected not only our customers, but our employees, we shut down our showroom. And by doing so, we started an online store. So if you go to shop.verndalewater.com, all of our products, whether it's salt or filters, you can purchase all of those online. We can deliver them to you, or you can just come pull up and we'll load you up right away, usually within about a couple minutes. So it's been something that's made it a lot easier for our customers to purchase the product during the pandemic and not have to worry about coming into our store. And if you go to I don't mean to do a shameless plug here, but if you go to the website right now, we have 15% off any products.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Give me the location for folks who maybe want to stop out and visit you. Tell them how to get there.
We're at 3827 Kirby Avenue Northeast in Canton, near Louisville, but we're right on the corner of Route 62 and Kirby.
Very easy to find.
We've done a huge remodel. Vern has really made the place look amazing, so you got to come in and check it out. I think you'll be blown away by it.
And the phone number?
330-455-9466.
Well, I thank you guys for coming on this morning. A lot of great information we were able to share with our listeners. Vern Dale water experts, Vern Dale and John Mariel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, Pam.
I'm so glad I found this radio station.
Canton's Morning News, live and local with Jordan Miller and the Kenny and JT Show.
I said it's local.
Local issues and community information. This is the right place. News Talk 1480 WHBC. This is the right place.
Vern Dale Water Experts is now offering drop-and-go delivery of softener salt for just $10. For quality salt at a great price and our convenient delivery, call Vern Dale Water Experts today.
Ferndale's Water Center. I've been to.
The Grammy Award winner is coming to Warren.